I was reflecting the other day on a common phrase. Perhaps you've heard it before. It goes a little something like this: "The world is your oyster." It's a phrase that's often used as a reminder that possibility is right before us. It's a way of saying that each of us is in a position to take hold of all of the limitless possibilities and opportunities that life has to offer. As I was reflecting on this phrase, I began to think about my journal and how my journal is my oyster. Stay with me here. I promise the metaphor is going to make sense. You see, a journal can become a world unto itself. It is full of endless potential, and with time, it can become something rare and beautiful. With nothing more than a pen, we can turn this empty canvas into a memory, an idea, a dream, a theory, a sketch or painting, a song or poem. Here in these blank pages, we have the power to transform ink into a reflection on the past, a record of the present, a plan for the future. And with every turn of the page, we get to begin again. Renewed possibility, renewed hope, greeting us once again from the open face of our notebooks. And so I am commandeering this common phrase to encourage you to tap into this single source of endless possibility, a blank notebook. Because the journal is your oyster, and in it you can forge stunning and unique pearls. Pearls of creativity, pearls of truth, pearls of healing, pearls of self-discovery and growth and joy, and so much more. There are endless reasons to journal and endless pearls you can create through this practice. But this symbol of an oyster can not only teach us why we should journal, but there's actually some really practical and meaningful journaling advice that we can take away, yes, from an oyster. So, before you begin your voyage into the interior of your mind and your heart and your soul within the pages of your journal, there are a few facts about oysters, and yes, journaling, you should know. Did you know that it can take anywhere from 6 months to several years for an oyster to produce a pearl? Similarly, producing pearls through the art of journaling will also take time and effort. You will likely not create journal entries fit for a museum or the bestseller list in the first few days or weeks or perhaps even years of starting to journal. You will definitely build your journaling skills and tools over time, but the purpose of journaling should not be the product, but the process. Remember, a pearl is only valuable because of the process it takes to create it. We must learn to enjoy the process, to take joy in the experience of writing and creating, knowing that each one of those pages is shaping us. And of course, opening the hard exterior of an oyster to get to the pearl inside can also take hard work and time. It's not always a glamorous process. Sometimes it's hard and messy. This too is true of journaling. It will take time to open yourself to journaling in ways that reveal the deepest and most beautiful corners of your heart. Expressing yourself on the page and turning those thoughts into healing, those whims into art will be difficult at first, but if you persist, you will find treasures within. Did you know that producing a pearl begins with discomfort? Creating a pearl within an oyster begins with sand getting in all the wrong places, and the oyster begins to create a protective coating to reduce the irritation. And over time, It is this slow, purposeful, repeated process of creating this coating that creates the pearl. So too, that desire to journal can often begin with an irritant. Things like anxiety or depression, that fruitless search for meaning, the desire to know ourselves, the fear of missing out, the feeling that time and memories are slipping away from us, the deep yearning to make something, to contribute something beautiful to this world. Those are the grains of sand that turn within us, demanding release, demanding that we create something from the swirling sandstorms of our souls. We should embrace some of those irritants that are so natural to being human. We should embrace those dark corners that are seeking the light, and we should use them as creative fuel. But we should also remember that we can only absolve those irritants if journaling becomes a regular practice. Like the oyster creating that coating over and over and over again, we must return to our journals over and over and over again. Each page of our journals becomes a protective coating, laying down layer by layer a soothing balm against all of the irritants of the world. And since pearls only form when there is discomfort, this also means that we must continually be stepping outside of our comfort zones. We must experiment. We must both dabble and dive deep. We must explore. We must lean into ideas and emotions that make us feel vulnerable and exposed. We must try new forms of journaling and new art mediums without fear of failure or of getting it wrong on the first or second or 20th attempt. We must always remember this. We are journaling for exploration and not journaling for perfection. The perfect journal does not exist. The process is perfect in its imperfection. Did you know that no two natural pearls are the same? They vary in type and size and color and surface quality and so much more. Since real pearls are made organically, they are rarely perfectly round and flawless. In fact, when all pearls look identical, it's usually a sign that they are fake. True pearls are beautiful because of their imperfections and differences. They are coveted for these slight flaws because each one gives them their uniqueness and personality. The same is true for our journals. Journals are so personal and should be authentically our own. We must remember our why. Why do you journal? What are the reasons that bring you back to your journal again and again? Our journals are going to serve different purposes for each of us. And in that process of journaling, we are all creating our own unique pearls. And for that reason alone, our journals will never look exactly like someone else's. If there's one thing that will dissolve those pearls in a heartbeat, it is comparison. Stay in your lane. Use others as inspiration, but do not use them as comparison because you are on your own journey with your own personal journal, creating your own unique pearls. And that is something to celebrate. Even when our journals are created by the same journaler, when these are all our journals, each one is going to be completely unique to that season of our lives. We are continually changing and growing, and our journals should change and grow with us. Our style, what we write about, everything that we put into that journal is going to change because a journal is ultimately a reflection of who you are and who you are becoming. So embrace the imperfections, the learning curves, the messy lines, and embrace the many beautiful signs of a writer, an artist, a creator, and a beautifully flawed human who is continually in process. The journal is your oyster, my friends, full of limitless possibilities and entirely yours to explore. Keep sanding away the rough edges. Keep persisting even when you feel lost in the wild sea of comparison, and know that deep inside you, there is a pearl that is being shaped every time you open your journal. And what a beautiful treasure it will be. Hey there, Abiding fam. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I know it was a little different than my typical type of video, but I really just had this thought the other day about oysters. I just was thinking about that phrase, the world is your oyster, and how for me, it's really my journal that is my oyster. This is the place where I have limitless possibility before me. And I started thinking about the process of creating pearls and how that really begins with irritants getting inside of an oyster and bothering them, and that they just need some kind of release, that they need to create their own soothing balm. And how for me, you know, those irritants inside of me, they are what urge me to reach for my journal. And obviously, one thought led to another, and I just started thinking more and more about this metaphor of an oyster, and it's what prompted this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what, if any, of this resonated with you, if you also see comparisons between journaling and oysters. I know it's such a weird metaphor to create, but I hope that you understood my thought process. And if you are new to my channel and want to see more journaling videos, I promise they don't always include sort of off-the-wall metaphors, but I do a lot of journaling here on my channel, so if that is something you enjoy, I would love for you to join the Abiding fam by hitting the subscribe button, and please do give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.